Right, so we are at, let's go to SO01 again, right? So we, first thing we start with the, uh, I mean, let's say create. Okay, super type. We discussed yesterday if there are certain standard business objects and you want to use them, you can use them here. Yeah. Array. Let's say we have one of these super types. But basically, we don't want to use it right now because we'll be just creating a we don't want to create a subtype here. We just want a normal business workflow which is totally custom made. So we'll be just using this particular name. We won't be using a super type. We don't want to use any standard business object right now. We'll just provide it with another name. Let's say demo. Keep it like this only. Otherwise, then the name I'll just leave it them same for now purpose. And the here specifically, remember the program here is going to be the program name that this particular business object is going to have. So you can have another name also, but it's easier to locate it. That's why I'm not going to put any particular application here. So I'll just put star. You could just see the options there. You can. Okay, wait. And go. It's not letting me pick it. Someone is not on mute. Could you just no, it's not giving me anything. It'll take you to the applications. Clearing the personal. Yeah. Here you can look for your specific, let's say FI related ones. You want to go for GL, you want to go for accounts payable, receivable. If you want accounts payable basic functions, you can. These are the ones related to vendor, and these are the ones which are related to, I mean, LFA1, LFB1. These are some, this is related to vendor account. If you were to go to this one, you can see related to leisure, accounting, dunning area. Then if you were to go to, let's say, CO, you have these related to overhead cost controlling. So this is how you usually go. I mean, if you want, we will do this. It's not relevant, of course, but we'll just try to copy it. And let's say I've created a Z package here. So you could, it'll ask you for a transport. It's always you need to create, if you want to transport a particular business object to another system and to activate and use it, you'll need to create a transport for it. Otherwise, it will not let you release the particular business object. Okay, so now if you were to see, it's still the same. It'll have certain uh, yeah, these are though it's showing this name, it's related to the IDOC. We selected some random this thing business object super type. So this is all related to that particular super type. Okay, this is not something that we've already created. This is, I mean, other than this existence check which is already there. Uh, Usually coming from this particular IFSAP. Uh, these are the other these are the attributes that are copied from inherited actually from the super type. Okay, if we are not to create any of this, we'll just give it as demo 2, and we'll create a new one. We don't give anything here, so let's say we'll put it as demo 2. Okay, again. Okay, so here you can see there's no events. There is method, but let's see what the method is. Yeah, this is existence check and display. Then there are attributes, which is again related to the standard interface that has been copied. Okay, so this is all related. I mean, this is how you'll be initially creating your Z business object. Now, when you have to, first you'll need to have key fields. If you want some event to trigger, I mean, you should have certain information available with your business object as to who is going to, I mean, some basic information for you to do the processing. So, if we are taking the example of of leave application, maybe the employee ID. If we want to do something related to vendors, it might be the vendor number. If it was something to do with the PO, it could possibly be a PO or a combination of other things like PO. If you want the company code to be a part of it, then the company code, like we saw yesterday for BKPF, the key fields were document number, fiscal year, and company code. So here right now we'll be just using, because we'll be considering the example of a leave application as it was discussed earlier. Though leave application is a very basic thing that it's very easy for everyone to relate to it, something that we usually do every day. So that is why we stick to the leave application example. Fine. So now we want to create some key field here. Right. No, you don't want it to be an ABAP dictionary field proposal. We'll just give it something as EMPID, and the name will be ID, of course, ID, and reference table. I've created a Z reference table, EMP, and it's got some very basic fields, just the employee ID name, uh, and approval name and something, just for reference. Okay, so now we've created a key field here. Now if you were to see this key field, you can see this rectangle kind of a thing here. If you were to see, its status is modeled as of now. Why it is modeled? We saw it yesterday that you need to go to this particular edit part and go to the object type and then move from model to implemented to release. If you don't do this, until unless you do not release it, you won't be able to actually use this particular field. I mean, you won't be able to use the object also, okay, because the key won't be available and it won't work. So this is one part of it. Then attributes, I couldn't think of how to use attributes here in this particular example. Maybe we could just create some methods as of now. Method is also the same. You just go click. Suppose we don't want to use the function module as a template because we don't have one right now. Well, another very important thing for workflow is like the changes are not retroactive. You have, every time you have to do some change to the workflow, it's, you have to usually create a new version, and so those changes will not be applicable to your entire workflow. I mean the work objects which are already created. So if you want it to be a lot easier, what we suggest is, what we usually do in our project is, though we have this methods and everything where we can write in the code, inside those methods we use function modules, so that instead of changing the entire business object where I mean the amount of processing work is saved. So we usually use the function module where, so that you know, you can just go, you need not change everything, you can just go to a function module. If there's some particular error you need to fix, you go change the function module and move the function module. So overall functionality of the workflow or the business object is not changed. Okay, So now let's say method. We are going to take an example of leave application. So suppose what we are going to need is the user has applied for the leave and the workflow is triggered. So what all do you think? Can anyone tell me what are the steps that you expect would happen after the leave has been applied and the workflow is triggered? Mm,
Okay. Okay, it will be triggered into the manager, the approver.
yeah, approver,
Then we
whoever.
have steps. Yeah.
Yeah, what steps?
Okay. After
Mail
triggering that,
notification.
yeah.
Sorry, notification, email notification.
Email
Hmm.
notification.
Okay, what else? Would I mean, what, only an email notification, or you would want the approver also to check what has been applied for? Some sort of a
Yeah, you
screen.
should check.
Yeah, some
Yeah, yeah.
sort of a screen where it'll be uh,
Like my approvals or something you will get.
yes. So let's say we have a screen where we are uh, just showing it to the user that this particular person has applied for a leave and this is the date and these are the number of days, that kind of a thing. Okay. Let's say we just want to show display leave. Okay, that kind, or details, whatever. Okay, so this is also modeled again. Okay, now though we have now we'll just what are the parameters that will be required for this particular method? You'll have to add those parameters here. For example, the employee ID needs to be added. Okay, so you go and add. No, again, we'll just use some reference here. Yeah, that is the one. So again, you can see we have these options here: import, export, multi-line, and mandatory. Okay, right now we'll just keep it as import parameter. Give it a name. This is method. Why I'm using this prefix is because you'll see, because we have different containers. This one is specific to the method, so that it's easier for us to understand how the data is flowing from one container to another. I'm just using that prefix M. M is for method. Uh, okay. Fine. Now, right now we're just using this much. Save it back. Do I have some code ready? Yeah, maybe I could just copy this, something like this. No, 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 this is not the. I had created a FM. Should be having that code here. Yeah, display. Well, I have this is some objects that I created yesterday so that we don't spend too much time creating them again. So now we go to the program. Okay, we'll be creating a program. It says the method is not implemented. You want to generate it? Yes. Okay. So this is it's given as these details. Its type is being defined as EMP ID. The if you remember, we've created this one particular parameter in the as a input parameter for this particular method. So we are fetching it. Okay, and once we fetch it, I'm just going to call up this thing FM here. Just okay, so we'll pass the EMP ID here. Right, and let's say some text. We can just pass some text here. Right. Let's hope it doesn't give us a dump. Okay, you're saving it. You could speak actually instead of typing because I have unmuted everyone. We'll cover that later. Right now, I have to actually. This is not going to end within the next 1 hour. So we've just. Tell me one thing. Is that a general requirement that you want to see the standard workflows, or you would want to see actually how to create a workflow and work on it?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, after this, we want, I want to know, we want to know about how we can see that standard workflows so that, as per business requirement, we can
Maybe
see.
we'll take that up in the next week then, because this creating the I'm not sure if everybody wants to just go for standard workflows, or they actually want to see how uh, because that was not actually to be a part of this particular demo.
Okay, okay.
So we just want to complete creating a workflow so that you can understand how to use a business object in your task, and then use it in the workflow, and then you'll need to complete your assignment based on it. So okay, right. So this is something that we've created. Uh, just something. I mean, this is not very uh, out of this. This is something very simple that we are looking at right now. We need to change the model type to implemented. The status object type is set to implemented. We also now need to yes, any query of the component to implemented. Okay, set to implemented, and then we'll have to set it to release. Okay, so yeah, right. That is okay. We have not method existent. Oh, it's not defined yet. Right, right. I forgot to. We'll just this needs to be created as well. You just need to click program, and it'll automatically you'll see what message it generates. Okay, this particular has been is inherited from this particular object type. Okay. That is a part of the standard interface. Similarly for this one, this is not yet implemented, so you just create a program for it, so it will be inherited. Right, so similarly then you go and again move the object type to released, right? Already in status released. So session method is implemented. Okay, we just set that to release as well. Already released. Yeah, now it's changed, and now we have to let's see what is the status here. It's still implemented, so we'll change the status here as well. Okay, so now the status has been changed to release. If you need to generate this object, okay, so it'll like execute all the tests, checks and everything again, and generate the object. So now we'll just execute a particular I mean single test this particular object type. Okay, I just execute this and it'll ask me for a EMP ID because that's the key. Okay, so suppose I've just entered 1, that's the employee ID, executed. So that employee ID will be available here. Now if you want to test this one single method, we'll just execute this one. Okay, employee ID you need to enter again if you were to uh, type conflict thought. So okay. Need to generate it again and let's see if this works. So once this is done, we'll just quickly create a task and use it there. Use this particular okay, leave application. That says that this is the particular this is the employee who's created a leave from to and whatever. This is the screen that maybe the PM sees. So once he exits, then he'll get the decision step where he can either approve or reject it. Okay, so this was like one part of the method that we need to execute. Next, now decision step, we need not create anything for it. If you want, I mean we actually need to create 2 more methods here, one to approve it. So when if the particular leave is approved, it has to update in the table and also send a notification to the particular user saying that leave approved. Okay, and similarly if it was rejected, it has to go to the particular user saying that it was rejected. Now if you were to if we need to see how we are going to use this particular business object in a task. Okay, PFTC is the T code for it. Okay, as we saw, as we discussed yesterday, there are different types of task: standard, customer, workflow, template, task and task group. We'll be just creating a standard task right as of now and create. Okay, display leave name. This is the text that will appear in your inbox. Then business object, what was the name of a business object? Workflow demo 2. See, now you've entered this object type. So sorry. So we will be using this particular one, display leave. Okay, right. So we don't want it to be background processing because it has to display it has to be displaying the screen, so it cannot be a background processing job. Okay, you enter. It'll, yeah, it's asking you transfer missing elements from the object method. Okay, so now what it is going to do, let's see, let's say yes. Okay, you see this particular binding button was not available there. Now it has been created. If you were to see earlier, there was no EMP ID here, but now it has been created. Okay, uh, if you were not to do this, or I mean you were not to allow it to do it itself, you needed to go and add this particular element in your container. Okay, so it's created this MEMP ID, but I don't want to use this MEMP ID because uh, otherwise it will create confusion for us. So what I'll do is I'll delete that and I'll call it task TS EMP ID. So we'll again be using. Any questions so far?
Hi Gunjan, this is Ramesh.
Yeah.
After we have developed that object, right? Then we have executed that method.
Yes.
Then after that, we got that on screen, right? That
Yes,
PM screen
yes.
that we need to design, or by
Yes,
default it
yes.
will.
No, no, I had designed it. That's what I was telling you. I had already created that FM because otherwise we'll be spending a lot of time working on smaller things. So I'd already created it for your reference.
Acha, that PM screen. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, so you'll need to create it. This has to be an import and export parameter because it's going to be importing certain data and it's going to export certain data. Okay. Save. Yes. Again.
Gunjan,
Yes.
instead of function models, whether we can use any standard BAPIS here?
You can, if you need to. I mean, see, what you put inside the method is totally up to your design. Okay.
Okay.
What I'm showing you is how the data is going to flow, and then what you put into the method is entirely. You want to do some posting kind of a thing, you can use standard BAP. You can create BDCs in it and put. I'll maybe if we have some more time, I'll show you some standard objects that we have created, and you can see. I mean, you there are a lot of things that you can do inside the business method. Okay. So it depends on your design actually, what logic you want to put there.
Gunjan, if time is not sufficient, means can you share that the objects which you have developed?
They'll be in our system, right? So I
Okay.
don't think so. Maybe I could, maybe if we have, we'll try to connect once again the next week. Okay, so now we have the
Okay.
standard task is ready. Okay, one basic task to display something is ready. So yes, now we'll actually go to the workflow to start development. Okay. SWDD. Okay, suppose we need to now, as I told you, every time you need to do a change to the workflow, what you need to do is you need to generate a new version for it. Okay. I mean, no, I mean, once it has been transported, I mean, okay, suppose you have created a workflow, it's active and everything is fine, and you've transported it to production. After that, you need to do a change. You need to generate a new version for it. Okay, so that as I mentioned, workflow changes are not retroactive. So work items created earlier will not be affected by your change. So that's why it is always better to create a new version, and then because in case you need to I mean, it's not as easy as just retrieving the whole thing. Okay. Now we start with creating a workflow, some basic steps. Now see, if this you were to see, this is like the default workflow started kind of a thing. Uh, once we create the event also, I mean, I'll show you how the event can be added to this particular. I'll show you how the triggering event can be attached to this particular workflow. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, suppose the workflow is started and you want a particular screen. We just develop a screen to display the leave that is applied. So we right click, let's say create. Okay, you remember that we had these different options to create the different step activities that we can create. It could be activity, web-based activity, event creator, wait, container operation kind of a thing, anything. Right now we need to create an activity. Okay, uh, the task, now we need to enter this task number that we had created here, will be added here. Okay. Yep, so the minute I entered that particular task, it's asking us, it's looking for all the possible this thing related to that particular business object. You can see all these different parameters. This is workflow, this is task to workflow, uh, and this will be coming from the method. Yes, this will be from the task. It has to be, I mean, wait, I'll confuse you otherwise. There's a task container, there's a workflow container. Okay, fine. I said okay. Now let's go to see what the binding has been created here. Fine, this is like the default binding. This is the object workflow object. I mean, this is the object type that we created. This is another parameter on the workflow side. I would suggest using it, giving it a different name. See, this is the workflow container on this side. This is the task container on this side. So that is why the name, though this name is TS, this is correct. We'll give this one the name WS, because why did it create two? Okay, I'll just check that. We'll have to remove these particular container elements that are created, so that it's, see, now where do you see the workflow container?
Gunjan?
Yes.
Dynamically we can change the names which are provided to any container directly.
As in, what do you mean? Like here, rename kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yes. So let's rename it as WS, so that it will be easier for you to understand which one is which. And we'll just delete this one. We don't need it right now. Okay, now who's going to be the agent here? Okay, is anyone logged into the SIL system right now? Is anyone logged into the to this IDAS system? Nahin? Okay, theek hai, I'll just give my username right now, but it would have been easier to identify things. A181. Is my user. I'm using just for demo purpose, because see, these are the different options for agents that you can do. You can have a rule, you can have org unit, job position, work center, user. Now right now I'm giving just user and I'm giving my username here. Okay, so I'll be the one who I'll receive this particular work item in my inbox. Okay, This is not a background processing task, so it's not. If you remember in the task, we have not marked it as background processing, so it's not, you cannot see it here as a background processing task. Okay, agent assignment. Okay, you see this particular task it's got to be general forwarding allowed. Instead of that, I'll be marking it as general task. Okay, so that everybody is able to uh, assign use this work on this item. Right, agent, this was not green before, it's turned to green now. Okay, so let's just execute it, check if it looks okay. Binding definition contains error. Now let's see what is the error there. We've deleted a parameter and we did not remove it from the binding. We deleted a workflow container element. Yeah, does not exist. Okay, and this one also does not exist, so we'll have to change the binding here. ठीक है, so TS, this is the workflow. TS नहीं चाहिए अपने को, we want it to be, you can drag and drop it also here. Similarly for this one, we'll just remove this as of now, and similarly this is not required here because we're not going to return anything here. Okay, so binding looks okay, and let's execute it. Target missing for agent assignment. Target क्यों नहीं है? Index was generated. Okay, let me see why that is happening. Okay, wait, let's just execute it once. Let's see if it actually gets executed. So this is what it looks like right now. It's not saved, it's not, see right now this workflow, there's no workflow number assigned to this particular workflow. Wait, it's still blank. Okay, now we be giving some name to this workflow. Yes, and yes. Okay, created. Now we activated. No start event. Yes, okay. Container is read purpose only. Okay, okay, okay. As of now, all this okay. Executed. Okay, so because it did not ask us, because I think I have hard coded certain value there. Wait, let me just try to pass another value here. Container element only not seen. Got the point. Why can we not see that particular element there? Any idea? Because we haven't defined if it's an input or an output parameter kind of a thing. Import or export parameter was not defined for it. We'll be using it for both. Right, now let's see if we okay, now we have this employee ID here, not set. We'll try to set some value to it too. This is for testing purpose, basic testing purpose. You can see that it is executing the workflow step. Okay. If you were to see the log, workflow log, you can see it here. Now, like, this is the graphical display of the workflow. This is where we started it, leave applied, and it's completed. If you were to look at this particular task, you can see all the different technical data related to it. Like, this was the method, this is the task that is being used. You can see what were the container elements that we have used here. Wait, this also, I'll show you that the other view also. This is like the technical details, you can see it right here. Then you can see step history, what was, how the step, if there was any particular error that occurred during any of these particular steps, deadline, if there was any task description, if anything, if there was anything. Then this is the container, which becomes quite important for us. Many a times we need to see when troubleshooting specifically, we need to see what were the elements that were passed, that were not passed to the particular workflow. Okay, messages in, if any. So work item was executed. Okay, any queries so far? This is like, we've just created this much.
Kunjan?
Yes.
Okay. When we create a workflow, we get an workflow started now. Without workflow started step, we can call any workflow. We'll execute.
No, we actually, if you want to trigger the workflow, you need to have a triggering event, right? Okay. We'll come to that. So we haven't yet defined anything for our business object. You remember that we have this option for events here, right? Yeah. We defined some event. Let's say leave. Let's define an event right now. Let's say leave applied. Okay, leave applied is the event, and let's say leave applied only. Okay. So now when you'll be now this is, you can just see it here. It's just modeled as of now. You need to have certain parameters, like an input parameter for this particular event. So that when you're triggering the event, you know, you want to pass certain values to the workflow, at least the employee ID, that okay, this was, and maybe some data that was on the screen, like, so from this date to that date. Or maybe you can have it, I mean, depends on how you design it. You can also save that data into some table, and then maybe based on the employee ID, you can fetch it in your business method. That is how you define certain steps. So wait, I'll just give you an example of this particular workflow so that you can relate to it. Now this particular workflow is supposed to create, I think we've seen this one yesterday. The idea is to create a tax invoice, and based on, see, these are very basic steps that you can see here. Very simple workflow. Once there's this workflow started event, I mean, this is like, you can just for testing purpose you can use this, but then there is this workflow started event. Okay, wait, I'll just show you to the basic, go to the basic data. Here you can see start event. Okay, right, you see we have created this object type, and based on, and we have this event started here. Okay, there is also a, I mean, you can activate or deactivate. If this is green, that means it is activated. There is a binding also required for this particular event. Like, for example, of course, the object, you have to know who was the creator of that particular this thing, event. Then these are the certain other parameters that were passed to the workflow from the event container. Okay, so now these become the event container, elements of the event container, which will be flowed to, which will be passed to the workflow container. Okay, fine. So now if see now once you define this, after that what you need to do is, I mean, we'll just go through this particular workflow so that you can understand. I'll also show you how triggering of a workflow is done. But then before that, we'll quickly go through this particular workflow. I'll just explain how this is working. If you were to see this, there are certain basic steps workflow is started. This data is being passed to this workflow, and then you have this option to update the work item ID. So we have this Z table where we update the particular ledger number that was created and the reference ID, so that it is always easy to troubleshoot. If this particular ledger was created and there was some error, so we know we have the workflow ID. Based on the workflow ID, we can always go to we can always check what the workflow log easily. Okay, so once this is one step, which is a background step. After that, there's another background step which is create user. Then, as we had seen yesterday, we have this fork where the decision for parallel processing can happen. Based on this, suppose I click on display item. This display item is like a step that we created just now, where the particular invoice will be displayed. Okay. After that, we need to set certain this parameter as X. So we've used a container operation here to set this workflow container element WF fork as X, and then there is this user decision. Now I'll just show you how we what was this? This was the parameter. Okay. So we'll just create a workflow decision so that you also are aware of it. So now after this data is displayed, the user says, okay, let's go to the next option. Let's say user decision. Where is user decision? Yeah, here. So now you have user decision. Okay, so let's say this will be your work item text again. Please approve. Let's say ampersand. Why this ampersand? Because it will fetch this particular value that you can see in the parameters. Let's say EMP ID here. Expression, yes, again I'll be using my user itself. Then
Hi Kunjan, one question here. The parameters is only 4 parameters, or it can be
you can have 4 parameters only, whatever you've added here. But this is like only the work item text. No, you won't really need many parameters here, because more details can be passed on the screen itself, right? Using a dialog.
Mhm.
Something like this. Okay, so yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, let's activate it and see. Execute it. You have the employee ID set here. Its value is we entering it as 2. Execute it. It does this. Okay. It is asking you. It's gone to the next step. Okay. Approve, reject, keep work item in inbox. You want to see how you would want to see how this appears in the inbox actually. This is all going to the SAP Business Workplace inbox. Okay, see, please approve. I just entered this as the text, right? So yeah, approve, reject. ठीक है, keep cancel and keep item in the inbox. Okay, so far, any questions?
Hi Gunjan, Chetan here.
Yeah.
Gunjan, we saw there are three buttons in the inbox: approve, reject, and cancel. So
Yes.
once we click on the approve, the work item will go to the next step. Now
Yes.
again, if I go to the inbox and again I click reject or select some
No,
other
no,
button,
of course not.
then the work
The
item will be
work item
affected.
won't be available only for you to process it.
So it means that a message will not be available in the inbox.
Yes, it won't be available. It'll be removed from the inbox.
Okay. Okay.
So you mean to say, if you want to go and see again, if you want to display, because see, this workflow has been moved ahead and gone to this particular step. So see,
Yes.
now we have yes, no. So maybe you'll have to add some sort of processing here. So based on your his approval or rejection, there'll be some processing, like you would want to update certain tables saying that this was rejected, and you need to reapply or send a notification. You can send it to directly inbox also. Uh, I'm not sure if this particular one is configured that way. Uh, Okay, we'll also look at we'll finish the event triggering part first. So that is one of the basic things that would be required. Not really, but why added as, let's say, just name, I'll just use. Parameter. Okay. Something like this. Now this is also model. You'll have to release it. Set to implemented, and then you release it. Okay, release now. So you have the event has been created here. Uh, well, now we can go to, now you want to trigger this particular event. So basically we'll go to, wait, what is that object name that I had created? Okay, this is a Z program that I have created for just the idea here is that you can see a screen where the user can enter the leave and uh, basic data, and then you have this particular piece of code on submit which will actually trigger the event. Okay. Uh, there's another wait, I'll just go through this slide because it will be better. Triggering, we'll go to this event. See, there's another FM which we use, SW underscore event create. Uh, this is, I mean, you need to explicitly trigger the commit work here because, and many a times it is observed that this BAPI actually many a times the event does not get triggered. So it is better to use this new one, which is, I mean, the commit work has been added into the code itself so that it does not give much of an issue. Okay. Is this, yeah, so fine. This is okay. So, phew. We'll just try to, so that leave applied, what is the name that we've used? Leave applied, no, but the work object name is different. Your demo is में. Okay, see now if you were to see this function module, there are certain these are the export parameters. You'll have to give the object type, the object key, like key is what we have defined for this particular object, like this will become your key, employee ID, and then you have this event that you want to trigger, and of course commit work. And input container would be something like these parameters that we have defined for uh, this particular event. Okay, so that further details can be passed to the uh, business object for processing. So we have w text. Okay, we'll just add this name. So the name is w text, element name is, and the value has to, no, that it's not like that. And value will be something like whatever you want to add here. Okay, this will be added to the container. Now is message is whatever will be the return message, and other parameters will be return parameters will be more like a work item ID that was created. Okay, we've written the code to trigger the event, we've created the event, but we haven't yet assigned it to the workflow so that it can be triggered. So let's go to the workflow builder once again. Go to the basic data, right? Then go to the start events and your C workflow demo 2, right? Business object, you'll see the available events here, leave applied. Binding, again you'll have to create the binding workflow initiator. This has to go to, we'll add another we need another parameter for text here, so we'll add a new parameter on element on the in the workflow container. Okay, double click to create text name, and the object type is going to be okay. So binding में no, इसका input है, output define नहीं किया मैंने. Import parameter only, you don't want to export anything back. So fine, so we'll just modify the binding. So workflow, this has to be from the event, w text has to pass to workflow text. Okay, and then okay, right. So you could just see, actually you can actually right, no, ठीक है. and then we'll just activate it here. Okay, fine. Someone's not on mute. You're not getting audio. Is it quite low? Is it better? Any better now? Right. So see, now is this has been turned to active. Okay. Uh, let's hope we are able to pass some data to this workflow and it gets triggered. Okay, see that error message here which kept saying that there's no start event defined is gone. Okay. So let us see now, and you can see this particular event has been, you can see that event here, okay, in the workflow. So if we should be able to trigger a workflow with this, let's see if it works. So what I'm going to do is I am going to execute this report. We'll just come here, I'll put a breakpoint there. Employee ID, let's say, I hope, I don't know if it's available in the, actually we should have added this from date and to date also, but right now I haven't added that. And no, 3, okay, yeah. Submit. Let's see, it's not yet triggered the workflow. Employee ID, okay, 3. It will be passed as the object key, okay, and you have this is the event that has to be triggered. This is the object type, and your container has got this value, one value, which is text that we'll be passing comments. Okay, now let's see what we have in messages. Okay, event created, at least one receiver found. Okay, it's giving that status message here again. This is the same message type and ID and everything. So this message type is S, so looks like it was okay. Right, let's just conclude this. Let's see if I have something in my inbox. Where is that inbox? No, I don't think it's open. So far this much is clear. See, leave applied, right? This was a new event that was triggered. Okay, of course this data is not correct, so it's just giving us something. And exit, it's going to this particular, the data is not flown properly because we haven't done the proper each element is being passed correctly, right? So this is how please approve. It's gone to it's gone no, this is not the one. Yeah, this is the one. This is the last this thing that was created. We'll go and see I don't know, workflow. Okay, we are here, right? We'll just see what were the um, details that were passed to the workflow container here. Okay, EMP ID was not, but comments was passed, right? We had passed this comment as comments. This WF text was passed as comments here. Cannot see that here. Why is it not seen? Yeah, let's see this one. This is the business object. Let's see what is the key that we find there. Key is only not set. That is why. Workflow demo 2, the key is not set, so it won't. It's not triggered properly. Though it triggered it, but it was not triggered properly. Your key was not passed to this particular uh, object. Let's see. What did we do wrong? Are you getting what I'm trying to do? Or is it like I'm just doing it myself? Yes, everybody. If you have any doubt, we could just go through this because these are some very basic steps that you will be needing. Uh, okay. Oh. So, are you in FM pass EMP ID? Yes, that has not been passed yet properly. I mean, all that needs to be reworked upon. But at least you got the basic concept of how we need to do this. Okay, how something is we are triggering something from the we are triggering the workflow from some ZABAP code. We are passing that data to the workflow. From the workflow, it's going to the task to the business object. Business object is processing something, going back to the passing it back to the task. Then from the task, it goes back to the workflow. At least this much process is clear. Is that clear with everyone? So then we can, this is like just a demo, but we can actually work on all the proper values and you can pass them, and then you could that'll be easier for you to visualize things. Uh, you want me to go ahead and add more steps here to the workflow, or you want me to go through the basic troubleshooting that we certain T codes and how they are used for troubleshooting? Just an overview of what we have done so far, because we've got half an hour. Uh, it's up to you. Just tell me if you want me to add more steps here and show how we'll be going with the next things. For example, this is not our workflow. Yeah. Troubleshooting. Trace workflow. Trace workflow. See, let me see. I'll have to show you an actually working workflow where we have more steps actually. So just give me a moment. I can show you some real-time data from one of our existing this thing. This is which system? KLD. KLD won't work. There's just this one document. This also I'll be sharing it with you. It's more related to how I mean the different issues that are faced, and some basic troubleshooting and basic T codes that we use for workflow. I'll just read through them very quickly, and then I'll show you an actual workflow, the different steps, different objects that were used there, and everything. Okay. This is the PFTC transaction where you can, this is related to creation, change, display, delete of task and everything. You have the container, you have the triggering events. Sorry. After that, this is another T code. Someone had discussed about this, how we do the basic configuration. As I mentioned, it's a one-time activity, and you don't actually go and do it every now and then. But just for reference, we use this T code where you can set the RFC destination, maintain workflow system administrator, active plan version. Then this is where you actually define the here itself you define the what do you call the workflow number basically. And see if why you would go and see if the workflow is not getting triggered or something. First you'll see if your configuration is right or not. I mean basically this document will tell you everything, like how to go ahead and how it will be done in runtime, what you need to do. Then there's this one for RFC destination, how you'll be setting the RFC destination, like you'll be giving a background username, then you'll be checking if it's locked or not. If there's some issue with the background user, you'll have to check all that. This is the where you'll get the data. But this is a very huge document. We'll have to upload it on BlueKiwi SharePoint. Then we have another one, SO01. It's no wait, this is not the T code. Now this is more of the RFC destination and how you'll be checking data related to it. That has been mentioned here. Then you have this is more like if you have issues related to the workflow user, then you can see the logical units of work that were created in this particular T code. Wait, SM58, SWU1 or 2. Then ST22, yes, for the dumps. SWE2, it's for event linkages, right? So I think we did not go through this part. So if we have an object type, you define you maintain the object type and the event and the workflow associated with it. Okay. And if you were to, and you need to have this type linkage as active. Okay, and there you'll have this receiver function module, and I mean you need to maintain this for creating a event linkage based. So every time this particular event will be triggered anywhere in the system, this particular workflow will be called. Okay, then.
Gunjan, event linkage for custom workflow is also displayed in this transition SWE2.
Yes, yes. This is custom only. This is the one which you can see right now is a custom. I think this. Wait, I'll just increase the. Try to.
So just now we created. We just linked one event in the workflow, our custom workflow.
Okay.
So that entry we will find here in this transition.
No, you need to maintain it. You need to maintain it.
So we have to separately maintain it.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll have to create like new entries. You won't have it here by default. You'll have to enter here your business type, event, receiver type. Function module is, of course, is the standard one that you need to use, receiver function module, and activate it. Okay. So every time, then you will be able to see that in this particular list. Here, right now, you can see the standard object types and the events related and the standard workflows that are associated with it. Okay, so that was one. Then, now, can you see this better now? I think I did not realize that. And this is event trace. Of course, this is something very important that is required. Many times it happens that you're not able to figure out if the event was triggered or not, or what is happening. So you need to turn on the trace, and based on, you need to turn this the trace on using this T code, uh, and execute whatever transaction you need to, whatever application you need to use to trigger the event, and then need to switch off the uh, switch off the trace or not, and then you will be able to see the workflow, the log of that particular event in SWEL. Okay, whatever events have been triggered from the event trace being switched on to switched off, you'll be able to find them there. And this is related to administration, queue administration. This is also required for, I mean, event queue switched on, background job is active. You'll get everything related to the event queue in this particular transaction. Based on that, you can also check event linkages from here. There are certain parameters that are, these are kind of mostly we don't go and look into it, because even many times we don't do the administration ourselves. There are these certain background jobs. I think we have a slide on that as well. We had certain important background jobs. Yeah, for one, these background jobs are, one is for deadline monitoring. I mean, then there is one for error monitoring and event queue delivery. How do I tell what are they important for? This will give you, no, I'll explain more about this later maybe. Then of course this is what we are seeing right now. These are, I mean, you'll find all these details here. This item, where did this go? There are times you would need to re-trigger the workflow or something to single test it. So you can use this particular T code to single test the workflow. You need to select the workflow and trigger it and check if it is starting properly or not, that kind of things. Okay, I'll be passing this document to everyone, so they will be available for you. Let's quickly see some existing workflow and the log that we have for it. Yes, deadline monitoring tabs. You quickly will go through that also. Okay, so suppose we have this step, and where do I? Wait, I cannot recollect deadline monitoring. Right, last ended, no deadline monitoring active. You'll have to, I mean, last end, I mean, you want to, suppose there is this particular item that was created, and you don't want it to be present in with the particular approver. It's been lying with the approver for 4 days, and if no action is taken, you would want it to retrieve that object from someone and move, maybe you would want to pull that item from that particular person and send it to someone else. Okay, you'll need to maintain deadline monitoring. I mean, you'll have to create a I mean with I mean this particular I mean you can set as this as the reference as like workflow was created, work item was created, that kind of a expression can be used, like that particular time will be used as your reference, and plus minus minutes, this will be your zone. And what should happen after that, you'll have I mean if you want someone to receive a particular message here, you'll have to use this you can use this again. It's like agents who can possibly receive this particular message that this has expired, and some action needs to be taken based on that. Okay, then yeah, we were going to this. Let's see some item. Trying to show you some test data that was created. Just give me a minute. Item exists. It just give me a minute. It's taking quite long. Okay, so if we were to look at the workflow here, okay, so this is like a workflow that we are using regularly. if you were to look at the steps that are involved, it'll this is like the workflow log. You can keep looking at the step history. This is the actual agent who's performed it. You can see the workflow number here, the work item ID. Okay, then if you were to look at the container, this has got a lot of items here. Lot of elements are present here. So some of them are set at the initial time, initial this thing. Some of them are not set. That kind of a thing. Based on this, see, this is the business object that has been used. This is the business object key that should be passed, which was not passed in our case. So it has to appear here. Whatever business object key that we have used has to be passed here. Then let's say we have this, like this is one task that is being executed. You can see the task number here. So again, this is just an update kind of a task. So this will be a background task. You can look at the step history, background processing started, background work item. So in case there is any error, you will be able to, in the actual workflow execution itself, like there was a dump or something, the step was not executed properly, then you can see it in the workflow log. If there was any kind of an issue that was observed, you can always look at the workflow log. You can go to SWI1. So wait, we'll do this. So this is the work item ID. So we'll go to SWI1. This is the same thing. Now this same this thing T code is called inside that. This is the workflow started. If you were to just double click on it, you can see the entire log. So this is where you reach SWI1. This is one very important, that is why I said it is important for you to have the work item ID available with you when the workflow is, every time the workflow is triggered. That will help you to troubleshoot very easily. So you have all these steps here. Here you won't be able to understand how the processing happened. We'll also take a look at the graphical view of this particular workflow. It will actually show you the path the particular workflow has taken. Any particular issue that you want to be discussed? So from this you can probably trace as to how the workflow went. Like these were the steps. This was the work item ID, update leisure work, and with workflow ID. These are the actual steps that you can see here. We have a condition. It will check for certain thing, then it will go again. So this was the actual flow. There are different paths that the workflow could possibly follow, but of those paths, this is the particular path that the workflow followed. Then there was this user decision that was required. So just click process document complete was executed by this particular user. Okay, then it will go ahead and so this is how you'll have to trace it. So it looped into another this thing. So maybe if you want to check what was the which loop it was, what was the value, branching condition via step condition, result was false, that kind of a thing. You'll get that data here. Let's see what was the outcome. Again here it was false. So next, not here. So it's the same thing here. It will go. So let's see what is this parking document completed. So this particular step was Let's see what kind of this thing it was. It's gone back to the log. What can I show you? Basically, this is how you can you'll have to go and trace who was the agent, who executed it, uh, kind of a thing. Like for example, this particular action was completed by possible agents. Possible all users can possibly use this task, and then excluded agents. Okay, excluded agent, nothing mentioned here. Uh, yeah. Who's the agent here? This is the person who's supposed to execute this task. It's present in this person's inbox right now. So there can be a lot of possible agents. Everyone is able to process this task. Excluded agents, no excluded agents defined for this task. Okay, so this from here you can actually find out who was supposed to perform this task. You can of course the if you were to what else can I show you? If you were to click this particular task, you'll get all the other details. And what else? What else do you want to see in the workflow log? Any particular condition? So basically, your workflow log will give you good input about what all has happened in the workflow, where it is stuck, or who's supposed to process it, or if there was any error. Or see, every step you should always define a particular outcome for that step, so that like for example this one, you will know who was the approver, who was supposed to approve it. This is like this was the reference number, this was the vendor number. Then if there was some particular document type, then if there's some comment that is supposed to come which is not been set here, probably it was not, no details were sent. Email flag not set, that means it might not have been sent to any another person. So like this, from based on the container, you will be able to understand what was the outcome of the step. In case you have any issue executing that particular step, you can always I mean, if you're not sure of the outcome of a particular this thing, you can always go to the task of that particular this thing. You can go to the task and you can actually execute it and see. So from here you'll be able to find the task, and then you can execute that business work item, single test it like we did in the very first step that we executed, and from that you'll be able to uh, determine what was the possible outcome of that particular step. Am I clear with what I said? I mean, I did you understand it properly? So for example, you think that your something went wrong with your display item. So what you would do is you would go and first check if all your container data was passed correctly or not, and then you'll see if all your binding was correct or not. Next you'll go to the task to method binding is correct or not. Then you'll go and check, single test the that particular method. So you'll have to execute the that business object and execute the method, pass the particular values that you required, and look at the outcome of that method. Okay. What else can we check right now quickly? So any other queries right now? None. I made myself quite clear, or else it was too confusing for everyone. At least did you get the basic things? So can I say that you'd be able to create a basic workflow?
Gunjan, I understood the basic things. I have one question. Here we saw the logs using the work item IDs.
Yes.
But my question is that if we do not have any work item ID, suppose one user comes to me and he says that another user has created one purchase order, and that purchase order has not received to me for approval. So from where should I start? Because I do not know what workflow is being used behind this particular business
So you don't
application,
know anything
whether it is
about.
standard or custom one. Yeah. So what should be the entry point?
If you don't know anything, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you could go and check SWI1. If at that particular time if there was some particular, because if you don't know, at least if you were to know the workflow ID, let's say the workflow that was used, or maybe something about the event that was created, because if you don't know anything about it, maybe you could do this: go to SWI1, put the creation time there. Okay,
So that will give me the work items from all the
all
workflows which are available in the system.
yes.
So
So
how would I
it's
identify which workflow is associated to particular business applications?
without that it is a little difficult, right, to tell. You should know something about it, because there must be some kind of a something, at least an event or something.
Because I
Because
had such situation. I was working in a project and the user came that this user has applied leave and this leave data is not correct. So workflow is something is missing. And I didn't know, I was new in that project. The
okay.
previous developer has gone and there was no KT. So I was completely lost how to find out. So fortunately I could contact to the previous developer and he told me that this is the task and this is the workflow. But
Okay.
so I was wondering, in such situation, where should we start from?
So b- mm, at least did you know how it was triggered or something,
No,
or
he told
nothing?
me that task item, workflow ID.
Okay, so from that you were able to trace it.
Yes, yes.
So, worst case, I mean, if nothing else is available, you could possibly look for into SWI1 for that particular date creation, a tentative creation time, like based on that. So you'll have to probably go and open and see, look into the this business object type. So from the business object type, maybe you'll be able to get an at least an overview. Okay, this was wait, yeah. So wait, I'll just show you what I mean. So something like this, looking at the basic workflow data, at least you'll be able to see, okay, if this was related to your particular scenario. But if it is totally a Z kind of a thing, it's little even more difficult. At least for standard, maybe some standard, like for if it was something related to FI, maybe you could at least look for some FI document number or some objects related to BKPF, BSEG, something of that sort. But if it was totally Z, then you need to know something about it. At least some.
Okay, okay,
Otherwise, you'll have to do like this only. You'll have to hunt for it, kind of a thing.
okay.
Okay, fine then. We'll have to conclude the call today. Uh, so I'll set up another meeting for Tuesday 27th to complete at least some part of the assignment. I want to see if you are at least able to, even if it doesn't work, that's okay. Yes, I'll share everything, the presentation and the troubleshooting document as well. Yes, it'll have to be uploaded on BlueKiwi only because they quite this particular troubleshooting document is quite this thing. Yes, of course. Yes, the recording will also be there. Actually, there's a more, I mean, actually, there's a better recording which was conducted by Vinaya a few, I think 6 months back or something, which was conducted over a period of 4 days and for about four hours every day. So that I think that recording would be much better and more detailed and better guiding for you. Okay, I'll share the link to those as well. So in case if anybody wants to go through those as well, they'll be available with you. Okay. How to get access for SIL system? You still don't have SIL system access. I suppose everybody has got SIL system access. Nobody's got SIL system access. Okay. Did you connect with the person and asked you, Swati, I think, Swati Vats. Does she still look into this? Because I saw her name on the portal. Uh, support about us. Her name is still there, but maybe no, you're not even able to log in there. She is not responding. Okay. Okay, could anyone tell or suggest how to get access to SIL? Because even I never had to request for an access for it. Uh, is anyone aware of it? Because there are some people who are not able to log into SIL also. I think you can unmute yourself and talk. I have removed that this thing. You need to create an account क्या है यहाँ पे? Okay. Okay, thanks for sharing these details. So is this clear with everyone that you need to create an account here? This is the one. Here you'll have to create an account. And I think you'll also need to have Citrix working on your system. And yeah, it has to be DAS ID and your password.
Gunjan,
Yes.
I've created account, but again when I'm trying to use it's not allowing me. It's saying the incorrect credentials.
Okay. Maybe
Okay, I
there
raised
is
a ticket for that. I'm checking with the chess team, then they mark it to support team, a ticket.
okay.
Ticket has been raised.
Okay, fine. So I think here you can probably click for
Yeah.
logon problems. You have all these options here. So based on
Yeah.
this link, I'll also mark it, keep it. I'll put it on BlueKiwi as well, so that everybody is aware that logon details and everything can be, in case somebody does not have access, can log in here and create. So I hope that solves your problem. Okay.
Okay. Gunjan,
Yes.
up to what time we can expect the documents and these recordings?
I'll try to have it today itself because maybe from Monday you can start working on it.
Okay.
At least you have the you can start doing at least the basic things. Like you have the T code names at least.
Yeah, but to start, it should be working on this SIL
Okay.
to start.
Okay, I stop recording.